October 8, 2019 meeting of Greenwood Redevelopment Commission to order at 4:30 p.m. Roll call, please, Amanda.
Mr. Campbell?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Present.
Mr. Hoover?
Here.
Mr. Moan?
Here.
Mr. Hopper?
Here.
And non-voting advisor, Mr. Alexander?
Here.
Thank you.
Minutes of our last regular meeting of September 10, 2019 have been distributed to members of the commission. Is there a motion for approval of those minutes as presented?
So motion. Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Billy, we're going to start with you on the new business, BBC Real Estate LLC, for their Economic Development Project Annual Report. Evening, Mr. Bemis.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I keep forgetting this is not evening, I'm sorry.
My name is Billy Bemis, one of the partners with BBC Real Estate. And I don't know if you have the information that's coming up, or last year it was on the screen. Is it?
I don't know if we put it on the screen. I know it was
Okay.
made available.
All right. Well, I didn't bring copies, so basically I'm just going to go through the
It's on SharePoint. They can
the agreement and the couple points that Quan Casey is the C in BBC Real Estate. So our annual report, number one, what is BBC spent on the project to date? The agreement called for $2.46 million. That has been well exceeded. The assessed value in 2017 was $1,106,500. The assessed value in 2019 was $1,237,700, which was an assessed value increase of $131,200. That was taken from the 2009. We don't have next year's assessment quite yet. The real property tax assessments paid and attributable to the project in 2019 are $21,293.46. Tenants occupying the project, I think, are pretty much the same as they were last year. Open Barrel Brewing Company, Edward Jones, State Farm, City Life Church, 50 Salon, Nest Real Estate, and Indiana Title Company. We have approximately 933 square feet available. It's a second floor above on one of the ends that NDOT had been leasing for many years and through their subcontractors. And now that some of that 65 world work along our area is completed, they've moved on, so that's being kind of white boxed for the next tenant. The approximate number of full-time equivalent employees employed on the project property, to the best of our knowledge, is around 44, or it was as far as the effective date, which was a couple of years ago. The approximate number currently, taking into account for all the part-time equivalent to full-time, is 55. And the approximate average hourly wage of those employees is $29.40. The no portion, I guess Juan can speak on this, but no portion of the Open Barrel restaurant and brewery business has closed or been transferred since the effective project agreement date. The general status and future expectation for Open Barrel's operation at this location is that it will continue a steady growth in sales with the renovations and the addition of the front patio, along with additional covered areas. It is expected that additional staff will be hired to accommodate added guests. I think Juan's already seen an increase in the year or so. So the future expectation is for the project, the ownership to continue maintaining and improving the property as cash flow warrants and as tenants warrant. Any comments or questions?
Any questions for Mr. Bemis or Juan? Well, gentlemen, I think it's your redevelopment has gone well. I'm personally pleased. Been out there, Quan's establishment a few times, and it's it's generally looking very busy, so I think that the added efforts have paid off, will continue to.
We appreciate the
Thank you.
partnership.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Next under new business is resolution 2019-15, City of Greenwood, Indiana redevelopment district tax increment revenue project bonds of 2019, Series A, and City of Greenwood, Indiana development district tax increment revenue refunding bonds of 2019, Series B, qualified Midwestern disaster area bonds, I guess. Mr. Steinmetz is going to be addressing this to us.
So, yeah, here to introduce this project. It's been talked about for a while. This body has already hired financial and legal counsel to create the necessary documents and resolutions. And diligence for the bond, there's three key aspects. I apologize to the members of the common council who's already heard all this, so I'll be very brief. You have the field house project, which has been presented and you've seen, which will be a joint venture between this body and the Parks Department on the former middle school site, 523 South Madison. You have Worsville Road, Section 3, which the sections are always confusing, but that is 31 to Averitt Road, ending in a roundabout right there at the large Christian church in the Pines subdivision. And the third part is taking advantage of lower rates to refund is the government word, of the qualified Midwestern disaster area bonds from earlier in the last decade. And the ability to move that from a floating rate obligation to a fixed rate. So if there's legal questions, we've got attorneys. If there's financial questions, we've got a controller. If everyone's heard enough about it, we can vote and move forward.
Any questions for Kevin, for Mr. Hodson, or Mr. Wright? If not, I'd entertain a motion for resolution 2019-15.
Before we do that, I must apologize. I was reviewing the bond resolution, the last changes that were made. I was unable to do that earlier, but I do see one item that I would suggest be one word added. It's on page 4 in the recitals. It is in the paragraph that says, whereas the commission finds and determines that the public infrastructure project will serve and direct benefit the east side area, that I believe should be east side allocation area.
Do that.
You want a motion to amend the resolution to reflect that, Steve? You think that's proper?
Either that or in the motion to approve, include that, one or the other.
So that would be which paragraph on page 4?
Well, I'm looking at a red line reference, so that makes it more difficult. Mine actually is
This one down here?
a short one, I apologize. It would be this one here. Yes. So third from the bottom on page 4.
Or the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th complete paragraph that reflects on page 4 of the resolution. Now with that information, is there a motion to approve resolution 2019-15?
I'll motion that with the subject change.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2019-15 is passed. Now we move on to resolution 2019-16. The resolution approving amended application for property tax deductions for certain real property located within the Worsville Road Economic Development Area. Scanell Properties number 379 LLC. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good
I wanna get
afternoon,
that right.
sorry to call. My name is Alexis Souter. I'm a project manager with KSM Location Advisors. On behalf of Scanell, we came before the commission and council earlier this year. We finalized everything around April for a development that Scanell is building along Collins Road in between Graham and Allen. And really just in light of market demands and who's, knowledge of who's in the market, Scanell just wants to be able to invest invest additional dollars to make this a larger facility than what was originally presented and approved earlier this year. So we would be requesting the same abatement, just to be applied to the additional investment. We're going from what was originally approved at $26.5 million to estimated $43.65 million.
Comments from staff, questions from members of the commission? Seeing none, ready for a motion on the resolution 2019-16.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Now, consideration of contract for services with Taylor Systems, the Fire Station 93 project.
So, Fire Station 93, as we mentioned before, the new Fire Station 93, which is being built off Cutsinger Road, has started. If you've been on that road, south and west of Freedom Park, is under construction. It was originally contemplated that potentially the State Road 135 based southwest tip would fund for the entire construction. However, we ended up doing that through a general obligation bond through general funds. But the RDC has made a few commitments towards it, including chipping in a little bit for the land, the 40 acres that will be for the park and for the fire station, the gas line, and then one other investment we're going to ask for commitment today for them is for all the technological equipment, well, not all of it, but all the infrastructure and technological equipment for that fire station for the sum of $44,246.64. This was worked up with the architect, our own IT department, and of course the fire chief to install the various video surveillance, structured cabling, door access control to make this a modern and safe public safety facility for that growing region. So the ask today is to commit $44,246.64 from the Southwest 135 allocation area to this. It'll be a little while. We just have ground moving now, but as the building gets up next year, these assets will be installed.
For what it's worth, the Board of Works last evening considered and approved the expenditure, at least part of this, the $44,000 he's asking. Is there a motion with respect to the Tailored Systems contract?
So moved. Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Kevin. Consideration of funding commitment for one of 3 pickleball courts located in Craig Park.
So if you're familiar with Craig Park, close to the tennis courts, which have been there for some time, down at the southern end, just west of the southern end of the Little League complex, it's been there for a long, long time. The city added 4 pickleball courts to its racket complex about 2 years ago. Having a contractor on site for the DPW complex, another Board of Works project, allowed us to be able to mobilize them to build some more pickleball courts where we got it 4. This would be for 3 others. The ask today would be from the central TIF and would be for 1/3 of this cost. Rob Taggart is going to present to the park board in November to fund the other 2/3 of this cost. And so this would be conditioned upon the park board approving the majority share, the 2/3 share. The central TIF share of this would be $39,700. Another opportunity for departments, or commissions and departments who have similar goals to work together. And they recently had their first tournament that I think over 120, 110 people participated in it. Very cutthroat, what I understand, pickleball match.
That's some professional people.
They do take it like really seriously. And there's huge demand. we hope will stave off some of it, but we're looking at these across the city. So be a commitment of $39,700 from the Central Tip to add to our growing racket complex in South Drake Park. And Mr. Hoover, I don't know, he's a tennis player, so I don't know how he feels
I
about
played
it.
pickleball.
There's a rivalry.
It doesn't take away from your tennis.
Okay,
Fine.
as long as okay. So it'd be a $39,700 commitment from the Central Tip.
Kevin, where are they going to be constructed?
If you're familiar with that area, there's a line of tennis courts, and then just north of that, there is 4 pickleball courts. There'll be 3 additional pickleball courts just north of the 4. It kind of grades down a little bit by the path and the road that goes there, so you can't fit 4. But you'll have the tennis,
Right.
original pickleball, new pickleball.
Won't require any removal of any landscaping or trees.
No, it's just an open area there. It's kind of always been there for racket type sports. And Rob laid this out, and we'll be presenting the other 2 to the park board in November. So this will be conditional on them funding the lion's share of this.
Questions for Kevin? Is there a motion to approve this conditional agreement, conditioned upon the Parks Department doing the remaining funding? I'll second that. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Then we'll move on to old business, and we have now on the agenda, capital project report. Kevin's going to stay with us for Emerson Avenue Corridor Improvement Phase 2.
The bids that came back were responsive, but did not meet kind of what we were looking for from an order of magnitude when it comes to budget. So we're looking at putting this in different packages. We don't recommend awarding any of the 2 bids received for Emerson Avenue Phase 2, which was lighting and concrete. With how busy everyone is, we couldn't get a good lighting contractor and concrete contractor to team up and give a reasonable price, so we think we may have to split it further. We're starting to confront a very short supply of contractors to do an ever-growing amount of infrastructure work in Central Indiana. And so we're trying to balance the appropriate time to invest in this versus what we deem to be the appropriate cost. So we'd ask to reject both bids, right, man?
Yes.
And then are you at some point hopefully going to
Yes, we're working right now on phasing it now into just a pure play kind of electrical and lighting, traffic signals and lighting package. Therefore, you don't have to get a combo of a concrete team and an electrical. We had to do this on the first stage and separate the paving and landscape from the other 2.
Kevin, just for the record, who were the 2 bids received from?
They were White Construction and Morphe Construction.
We would like to make a motion to reject the 2 bids received by White Construction and Morphe Construction.
I'll motion that.
Is there a second?
Yeah, second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I'm going to go on to consideration under Old City Park, consideration of amendment to contract for purchase, Mid-States Recreation.
Well, the first thing I have though is fun graphics. So we've gotten a updated imagery of the playscape, and if you've been over there, I'm going to first go back to the video that was taken, I believe, yesterday by city staff. We are pouring the wall for that. It also supports basically everything.
It's not playing on the bigger
Oh, it's
screens.
playing, hold on. It is not now. Everything stopped on the bigger screens. We'll go back. It's playing on mine. Hold on. Try again.
Rob, we might need your help.
Yeah, so it's not connecting at all to what's showing on my screen. Just run this, and it's not it's just not. Well, we'll go to the contracts first.
Yeah.
See if we can do that. If not, we've got full drone footage. I think I'm cursed with it. I can't get it to work. Mr. Tilson was here. He would remind me of that. So the first contract we have is for Mid-States Recreation. This is a small change we approved, approximately $4,000 lower than this, the same vendor last month, due to availability issues and just further kind of refining it with the Parks Director. The new amount totals $81,984 with Mid-Stage Recreation, which is the Berliner equipment. And so we would ask that you approve this. Amend, actually, right? Amend, because we've got the original, right? Amend the amount.
It's amending the amount, correct. They did not actually execute it prior to Kevin needing the changes, so we just changed the contract and then we'll send it to them for.
And it increases by $3,970.
Correct. So that's the amend that previously approved contract by $3,000.
Is there a motion to move that, motion to amend that contract with Mid-States Recreation?
I'll second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. There's still video-less, so let's go on to the
That's
next
all right.
one.
We'll just keep moving. We'll get everybody home quick. Change order number 3 is for Old City Park. There are 3 key elements in this, which is an increase of $27,681. The first is the sorry, just a second. The first of those is changing from essentially a bocce ball court that will be up by the library that is aggregate materials to one that is artificial turf. This will allow it to play, our folks to play in incremental weather, as well as avoid having to irrigate it, which you actually have to. Again, I don't know why we're going back to tennis so much, but much like a clay tennis court, you have to irrigate it. And then the other key part in that was soil testing along Main Street. Thankfully, it came back all fine. We just had to, when we dug up that parking lot, there's some substandard soil through there. And then also, there was actually, when we were repouring curbs adjacent to the library, there was actually conduit poured within the curbs, which I've never quite seen before. And we had to replace those in order to restore lighting wiring to the library. So that has to approve the change order as presented for $27,681 on the main contract there for Old City Park.
And Amanda, I don't have anything in my packet of information for execution about this.
No.
Is this something he's, was it the
He
ratification?
he just needs you to approve.
Yeah.
Right, Kevin signs off on it.
Is there a motion to approve the change order as requested?
So motion. Second.
Moved and second, further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay.
Go to the presidential block and then we can come back to City Park.
Yeah, maybe. So for the presidential block, we've got a couple of very kind of small contracts, but important. The first is a ratification. When we had purchased the property to the east of the one, or to the west of the one that just got torn down, it was, well, we'll just say, we didn't want to inhabit it without it having, being cleaned up first or analyze it. And so we contracted with Delta Services to sterilize and decontaminate that house for $2,990. We asked to ratify that through the central TIF.
I'll move that we approve that ratification.
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
The second would be contingent upon, as we do our environmental due diligence, which was approved by this board earlier in the year for the 4 properties that are owned by Jimmy Buck. There was a nominal amount in a couple of the properties. Wow, you guys are fresh. Rob is magic, so hopefully I don't break it now. I think I can. So there, hey, there's the updated picture.
So that was taken yesterday?
No, yeah.
Good work, all right.
you said.
Good job, yeah.
Start this whole thing.
I did. That's a good call.
Good sound yesterday.
That was taken yesterday. No, actually, that was taken yesterday, and it should start playing. The wall is being built that holds up the Baptist Church, city parking lot, and Baptist parking lot, and kind of everything else towards Main Street. It's a pretty big pour. You can see they're pumping it in. The kids were interested who were out there yesterday. There you can see it from the air. And you can actually see the mall back in there, but you can see they've extended up that wall. I think I've got another one here that shows them forming that out. It goes along it here. Remember before there was that rather derelict, I guess maintenance, parks maintenance / storage shed there. Again, another air shot there, and then this will take you and show you that they're starting to rock in that trail connection along the creek that goes back towards Madison. There's John Shell flying the drone, and no violation.
Pretty sophisticated dump truck.
So we're making great progress. We're still on track to open that next year. We got the cubes for the big play tower and the tumbled cube arrived 2 days ago or yesterday. And are being stored. So just trying to keep you guys in the loop on that progress. We'll move back since you got that. I don't think we finished the presidential block. This would be contingent upon approving the properties of, or acquiring the properties of Jimmy Buck, $1,100 for asbestos removal in 2 of the properties, very nominal. I think one of them is 6 linear feet. So that would be contingent on the successful acquisition of those, hopefully later this fall, of 102 and 170 East Main.
Questions for Kevin on this? It's your pleasure with respect to a motion.
Move to approve the contract contingent on the purchase.
Have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And I have to add one, Amanda reached out to you. This would be to sign off on an easement on 523 South Madison Avenue. And this was to take power, electrical service, in off of Meridian Street to serve the field house and hopefully additional buildings. And so council has reviewed this grant of easement, negotiated it with Duke Energy, and advises that it can be signed so that they can go ahead and rerun electrical service to the field house, but also put a transformer there that can serve additional development on that side of the future.
This is what Amanda passed out to us, the email was later today.
Yes.
Questions for Kevin? If none, is there a motion to execute this grant of easement?
So moved.
Second, there is. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Kevin. Next we'll move to department reports, legal department, Mr. Hudson, what do you have for us?
I'm happy.
Thank you. Mr. Watson,
I have nothing further today.
and Greg's gonna stand up. Good afternoon, Greg.
Good afternoon. I just have one item. It relates back to the TIF bond that was approved earlier. Is the engagement letter with London Witty to act as our financial advisor.
Are there any questions for Mr. Wright with respect to the engagement letter that's on our SharePoint?
And they would be paid from the bond proceeds.
I will move that we approve the engagement letter. Is there a second?
Second.
Is that a total fee, 25,000 not to exceed?
Yes.
Further questions or further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Greg. Daniel, good evening. Good afternoon.
Hello. I have one item plus one walk-on. I think that Amanda emailed all of you earlier today. So first is just the monthly update associated with Horseville Road, Section 3. This is for the relocation costs that the residents of the home parks have been entitled to. The change since the prior report, actually, that would be since August, an increase of just over $14,000 there, so a total of $465,809.39. By the estimate of our consultants, we're still about 40,000 below the maximum. The cap is going to be just over 500. So as the residents find their next their replacement homes, and those are inspected and confirmed by our consultants, that those vouchers will come in.
I noticed that although I haven't responded to you, I have, I think, 3 that came through today.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you for that update.
So Daniel, are we down to getting to the finish point on this?
Not much left there.
In terms of, I guess, these relocation
Yeah,
entitlements?
yeah, it looked like all the green, we're getting down to the finish here, right?
Right, so we have about, by the latest information that our consultants provided to us, there's still roughly $40,000 in vouchers that we have not yet received.
Okay, gotcha, okay, thank you.
And I saw someone out there power washing one of the dilapidated trailers. I didn't quite understand that.
Well, we have a contractor that's in the process of demolishing 6 of those, so if that's just part of their procedures, but prior to demo, I can't speak to their means and methods.
Just
but-
seemed unusual. Okay.
The second item, Amanda did email out, this is regarding the city's coordination and agreement with the Secretary of State related to NBIS. We have been working with them, and so the document that you received is actually the contract for them. It hasn't been finalized yet in an actual agreement. This was taken before the Board of Works yesterday to seek their approval to authorize the mayor to sign. But there also is a signature block for RDC, and so that is a motion that I'm requesting that you authorize the President and Secretary to sign on behalf of the RDC on that agreement for NBIS.
And this is the NBIS tactical information we just received. Again, Board of Works did approve it last meeting.
Is there a cost to the city?
There is not.
And Daniel reported last night that we are live.
That's correct. And I believe we've had 2 or 3 submittals actually through the NBIS process.
So this there a motion to approve the contract for the RDC? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Next is Mr. Stone, introduction of annual TIF appropriations. I don't see Adam.
He was unexpectedly had a conflict. He sent all of his material out, just asked that you consider that as introduction, his draft resolution. Mr. Watson, I believe, still needs to review it and get the final document to me to set the public hearing at the next meeting and consideration of the resolution.
Do you understand?
That is correct, and I would add that I have reviewed it, not in detail, but enough that the main thing that I think we need to make sure is included is the appropriation of the bond proceeds for the 2019 bonds. Basically, it's a matter of coordinating, and it was determined by bond counsel that, correct me if I'm wrong, here, Greg, but that the best way at this point to appropriate those funds, and they have to be appropriated and held public hearing and so forth, is just to incorporate that process into our normal appropriation process for our other TIF funds. And so, in reviewing the draft appropriation resolution and notice, I did not see a reference to the 2019 bond proceeds, and so I would recommend that be added, so you can expect to see that in the final version.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, anything from your office?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Claims docket totals $8,605,125.41. Is there a motion to approve that docket?
So motion.
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Is there any other business to come before the commission? Seeing none, we'll stand adjourned at 5:07 p.m. Thank you all for a very efficient